Hey, coming to you live from the center of all knowledge on planet Earth. This is the Money Foundation 420 report. I am Sir Alan. Glad to be live and back on the tube again. I survived it. Looks like somebody went boom, 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 boom and shot me 5 times in the arm. It wasn't anything of that nature. It was a bunch of torn muscles and rotor cups and damage that I've done to myself over a period of time. It'll be a year recovery, I understand. But I had the world's best physicians, the world's best anesthesiologist, the world's best hospital, and the Ohio State Hospital. And I've been involved with a lot of hospitals. I love Columbus. We're full of some of the best hospitals in the world. Children's hospitals, every kind of hospital. Mount Carmel's just, my heart's always been with the Mount Carmel chain of hospitals. But, you know, it's an interesting time when you walk in and your doctor says, do you do any supplements or vitamins or anything beyond what you've told me? And you got to look him in the eyes and say, yeah, I use CBDs. And his eyes are going to glaze over and I go, I don't know what a CBD is. And don't be a jerk, don't be a smartass, don't try to humiliate him, don't turn him into an enemy of our followers. Help him. Say it's going to overcome you and it's going to change your whole world of medicine and it's going to be happening over the next few months. You ought to check out and get yourself some CEs in that area. Just saying. It was very difficult to look at my personal physician and then my specialist that did my shoulder, an awesome doctor. I ought to get permission and use his name because I'll tell you, I've had a lot of surgeries done. This guy was good. I loved his anesthesiologist. I'll just call him Peter right now. We had Peter, and a anesthetist nurse in. So I had some of the best gas doctors you could ever ask for to be doing a surgery. And I had to discuss this with each one of these people. And Dr. I'll use this name, Patel. There's a lot of Dr. Patels. But I met the one that's now certainly up there at one of my favorite lists, and I know a lot of doctors. But this woman was just one of the most thorough, efficient doctors at Ohio State I'd ever run into. And for each one of them, it was an awkward moment, as it was for me, to have to discuss something that is right now a level 1 crime. And I'm a wealthy man. I can fly to Michigan or to California, Colorado, wherever, Amsterdam, Holland, and legally do whatever I want in those countries, in those states. Not everybody has that benefit to make those type of decisions or have those options. I believe that everybody should be allowed to self-medicate in Ohio. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, what your medical conditions are. If with your consultation with your physician, you feel comfortable to self-medicate, I don't think it's any different than an aspirin. I think you should be totally allowed to. These are some of the points, though, that we're getting into right now. Ohio's having to wake up and realize we're 20 years behind medically. 20 years behind over just marijuana alone. That marijuana alone, fully legalized and properly brought into the state of Ohio, could overnight become one of the biggest industries in the state of Ohio. It could kick off, I think, over $750 million a year in the first couple of years in tax revenues. I think if I was the czar of marijuana for the state of Ohio and overseeing the program, it would kick off over $1 billion a year. Do you realize with $1 billion of new revenue a year, cutting the cost of $150 million a year for running our law enforcement and our judicial systems around like a bunch of foolish children out of some type of soap opera, and we used them to go after real criminals and real crime instead of chasing down marijuana users. We'd save another $150 million there on imprisonment and the judicial process alone. So give me a round figure of $1 billion. And what could your governor do for us with that? Could they get rid of all health insurance for all the people in the state of Ohio? That's a huge one. Could we build the medical facilities we need, the psychiatric wards, the rehab wards, and start treating our citizens like citizens instead of making this a jail country? The bootstrapped jail countries of the world, we're number one right now. Do you understand? We're the number one country in the world putting people in jail. That's not who Ohio is. That's not who the United States wants to be. I want Ohio to lead the nation, to show them how not only to do a financial recovery, but how to do this whole thing and do it right. God bless us, Sir Alan. I know if you're going to have a conversation with one of your physicians, be honest, don't ridicule them, be understanding. They've been under an extreme lot of pressure. If you're a doctor on the other side and you're getting to see this tape, and I encourage everybody, send this one to your physicians, and you need to hear the conversation, you need to be involved in it, I'll be glad to help you. I've got a team, the Ohio Cannabis Institute. I can have you just watch a couple of broadcasts and bring you up to date and at least get you where you can be conversational with your patients. These things are all doable, and they're happening to us. We all should be excited. This could be the greatest financial boom in the state of Ohio, and we ought to make it be that for the whole world. This is Sir Alan. I'm out.